Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folari. I suppose center and forward on the political spectrum is the situation, the ongoing situation in Rivers State. We were on air here yesterday when, as the program was concluding, we left it in the hands of the newsroom to continue with the story. The spectacular, shall I say, the spectacle of the State House of Assembly in Rivers State being pulled down was what besieged us. And since then, there's been a lot of commentary. In fact, there's precious little to add between then and now, apart from the fact that it is not a settled affair at all, and that we hope that the center will ultimately hold. So we'll be looking at that today. The judiciary is involved, the executive, of course, is involved, and the legislature, because the state budget has been presented to a legislature made up of 4 people, but a legislature nevertheless, because essentially we're going to be talking, these are going to be matters of law. Did an illegality happen? Who knows? Because as I said, the judiciary is involved. What happened yesterday was based on an injunction that had been obtained. And so we'll take it from there. And essentially we'll be taking commentary, really, from you at home there, and principally from my guest in studio here in the person of Comrade Joseph Evah, who is coordinator, Ijaw Monitoring Group, and former publicity secretary, Ijaw National Conference. Comrade Joseph, Congress, I beg your pardon. Comrade Joseph Evah, welcome to our program.
Thank you very much.
There's a sense in which it's not as if there are most Ijaws in Rivers State, but we were talking off air, and you say that it was a former capital, so to speak, and it is seen as the Abuja almost of the Ijaw nation. Now, because of that, you must be having a very, very keen eye on what's going on there. Do you really understand what is going on? That's what I shall be probing today. So you'll be giving us your perspectives as a son of the soil. But in the meantime, let's refresh our memories by this package that was put together and went out earlier.
The drama in Rivers State is yet to end. Sounds of bulldozers tearing down the Rivers State House of Assembly complex. Just like past administrations, the building has been a casualty of the power tussle between Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his predecessor, Nyesom Wike. As speculation about who could be behind it began to gain momentum, the state government claimed responsibility. But rather than confirming that it was a strategy to stop the 27 lawmakers who defected to the APC from sitting, the government said demolition became necessary due to structural damage to the building.
His Excellency also commissioned consultants who went into the structure and came up with an advice that it was no longer habitable and not very conducive for business. On the strength of that advice, the government had decided to demolish that structure.
Less than 2 hours into the demolition, Governor Siminalayi Fubara proceeded to present the 2024 budget proposal of 800 billion naira to the State House of Assembly led by Edison Ehie. This group of lawmakers held plenary at a temporary chamber provided for them within the government house. Governor Fubara tags it the budget of renewed hope, consolidation and continuity.
As you know, desperate situation called for desperate measure. I assure you of our determination to weather the raging storm strategically and responsibly.
Mr. Edison Ehie, who presided over the sitting, commended the governor's vision for economic transformation as captured in the budget. He assured that the House, under his leadership, would give accelerated hearing to the budget.
I appreciate you wholeheartedly for keying into the requirements of the Constitution by aligning yourself with the renewed hope agenda of the federal government anchored by our very President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
The drama continued, with Mr. Edison Ehie declaring the seats of the 27 lawmakers who defected to the All Progressives Congress vacant. These were the same group of lawmakers led by Martin Samehule who threatened to withhold their consent should the governor approach them with a request for approval of funds. Meanwhile, for the All Progressives Congress, the ex-party order affirming Edison Ehie as speaker is an action in futility.
It is preposterous that Justice Zanagogo could berate the NJC, who had decided against the granting of frivolous ex parte by judges and had punished erring judges and justices who ventured.
Different orders from the judiciary have added another layer of controversy to the recent happenings in the Rivers State House of Assembly.
The law.
This has compelled the police to tread with utmost caution.
There is no breakdown of law and order. Necessary policing is going on. And at the same time, I want to beg parents to warn their children not to be used by cannon folders, by people willing to pay for their services.
For now, high-level meetings of the police legal team have been ongoing while monitoring developments in the judiciary.
The orders from the Court of Coordinate Jurisdictions, and what we're going to do is to stand at the middle. We'll stand at the middle to ensure that there is no breakdown of law and order.
The state government says they would rebuild the complex, even though they haven't said when or how long that will take. For now, that is what is left of the legislative arm of government. Uche Okoro, TVC News, Port Harcourt.
Okay, thanks there to Uche Okoro. And as I introduced earlier, our guest this morning is Comrade Joseph Evah. We have it there. On a simplistic level, the spectacle that Nigerians, woke up to yesterday morning was explained subsequently by Commissioner for Information Joe Johnson in Real Estate as in the interest of the legislature itself and the members. The structure had been found to be defective, and as he said, you can't endanger the lives of the people. So that action was taken, and that the multi-billion naira edifice to replace it, work had begun immediately on that. So proceeding from the known to whatever else might be able to be adduced to the situation, how do you see it?
Yeah. In the first place, we want to even thank the governor for quickly taking this action. We are even lucky that this building did not collapse on the 27 lawmakers. This is a building that was bombed. There is no integrity test on the building before these guys who are educated people move into that building.
And held two meetings.
Two meetings.
2 meetings already.
I think the governor is just a lucky man. Because if that building has collapsed on them, they will accuse the governor of killing them. Whereas they are the ones that went there to in fact, I would say, maybe to commit suicide. If he did not destroy this building, they will be going there night, day, morning, evening. They will even go there and start cooking. It is very dangerous. So we are happy that the governor has taken this action even to save their lives. Mm-hmm. To save their lives.
This is why...
We expected them to even tell Nigerians there is a publicized integrity test on the building, so we are going there. The integrity test says that the foundation, all the structures are intact. Nothing like that. Do you see how people, because of just to score political anything, I don't know, move into that building comfortably and be discussing?
But it was coincidental. Maybe can be said that that action that you've just commended, it coincided with the fact that the governor might not have been happy to have those people come together and meet and proceed in a way that was not pleasing to him. So without prejudice, because I think that we have to sort of, for the moment, suspend judgment and just look at the facts.
Yeah.
There was a coincidence that was beneficial, shall I say, to the purposes of the governor, in that if they couldn't sit and meet, then they couldn't get up to what he must have considered.
Even as we are talking, they are meeting. The governor is not concerned about that. What he is trying to do is to see how he can settle down and manage River State.
Yeah, but he presented the budget to 4 members of four legislators.
Others say they are not interested. In fact, by law, they are. I even thank my lawyer, the great Femi Falana, son, that they have decamped on that party. INEC should conduct another election. INEC, although Nigeria is where anything goes, but in this case of River State, we, like the Yorubas, over the June 12th, you remember, as a senior journalist, Yorubas mobilized their nation. Abiola annulment of Abiola election, Yorubas will not accept it. Before we also join, our leaders like Enauro, people, great men like Rewani was killed because of June 12th. And my leader also, Kokori, that I was one of his aides, he was, in fact, he just died recently. 3 weeks ago, I was on this platform here and other media houses begging the president to remember Kokori. He was jailed because of June 12th. He was not a Yoruba man.
Is that what is going on here now?
It is what is going on.
That the Jaws will not accept.
The Jaws anywhere in the world
will not accept.
We never accept. As far as River State, Isaac Boro died because of River State. Isaac Boro, you remember him? He was the first to declare a republic before the Igbos in the history of Africa. Isaac Boro and his German declared a republic from a nation before even the Biafra Republic.
So what would you say to those who would say, looking again at the facts of the ground and suspending judgment temporarily while we deal with this, that this is anarchist?
Now, sir, it is not. If wisdom prevail, the upland people have been ruling River State for about 24 years or thereabout. This is the first time the riverine people are coming. So if you give us anybody in the name of riverine, we will manage him, we will pray for him, we assemble pastors to lay hand on him, to pray for him. Don't disgrace us, do well. It's just like the June 12th issue. The Yorubas were compensated with Obasanjo government. A journalist was telling me, but even Obasanjo was not voted for by his own people. But Falaye was there. The Yorubas mobilized and said, Falaye is our candidate. But the powers that brought in the Yoruba candidate prefer Obasanjo as their military colleague. The Yorubas felt later, after the sworn in of Obasanjo, the Yorubas felt, okay, anybody you give us, as far as you are using this to compensate us for the annulment of a Yoruba man election, we accept it. And they all embrace Obasanjo and encourage him to go for even second time.
Comrade, is this not something of a slippery slope? I say that because here we are, you've mentioned some nationalities now, and we keep on talking about politics shouldn't be about, individual nationalities.
Okay.
And there are instances in which you yourself will support that.
Yes.
But now you are directly mentioning nationalities.
Thank you very much, my brother. Those who know my office, journalists, they know that I promote Niger Delta issues and Nigeria issues. Again, after the killing of Kensarua, we learned, do you know that Kensarua lawyer, Gani Femi, was not from Niger Delta? Femi Falana, not from Niger Delta. Do you know that Gani Femi was deported? He was the only Nigerian in this, I would say, the whole world, deported within a nation. May his soul rest in peace, the great Gani Femi. When our leader was on trial, Kensarua, we mobilized. But there was this mistake that happened during that period. The job people felt it is Ogoni problem. It is Ogoni problem. That was why when I even took Abacha government to court over River Niger dredging, I have to mobilize university Niger Delta students. We did not see it as a major issue. That is why we are happy when because of their own political arrangements, they say, okay, Riverine man, come. If the Riverine man, just like Babangida conducted elections, the next thing you say, I don't like the face of Abiola again. What is your problem? There was military rule all over the years, for many years. This democracy is now here. You are not in an election again. No. I was the coordinator. I mobilized riverine people in Lagos because of the Kokori detention. And they were harassing Rewani. I told our people, we that are in the riverine area, we should take part in the civil disobedience. Because our governor and other people, they have detained them. And they are president of Nupeng and Pegasin. And they are our people. This matter, spokesman of the military will say, this June 12th is a Yoruba agenda. No, the whole nation should see the River State matter as not just only Ijaw people. If we allow it, political people with the mentality of Idi Amin, Seseko, they will be coming and they will be ruthless. So, they will just take their wife. You are the president of the nation. Their grandchildren, baby, you saw one video where Idi Amin brought his own son and gave him national award. These are the type of ways we are going. So we should protect this democracy by saying, no, this man was elected by the people.
Okay. Now let's reverse a bit, just so that we can get some understanding. All of this matter started off between, shall we say, an in-house misunderstanding or disagreement between then Governor Wike and the governor that he himself promoted, the current governor, Fubura.
Yes.
What's the way back?
The way back is that pastors, religious people, especially the president, should call Wike and said, what you are doing. If 4, 5, 6 former governors now also insist that my structure, you will not sit down in this Abuja and become a minister. If Buhari now decided that President Tinubu, my structures, Tinubu will not have peace. We should talk to our conscience in this country.
Maybe that's what Governor Wike is also saying, what you've just said.
Yes.
We should speak to our conscience. You know, he even said, and I wonder what you're thinking about that, he even said that, well, you know, I don't know how to rephrase what he said, but essentially what he said was that the one thing he can't stand is ingratitude.
Ingratitude, yes.
Having now benefited you, become your benefactor, why will you scatter, as it were, the entire soup pot?
Tell us go and tell the president, this is what this boy scattered. This boy, calm down. Let us reason together. There is a place in the Bible.
But it's not a boy. He's a fully elected
because
governor.
no, he's a guy, yes, by Nigerian system.
No,
I make him, he's my boy. Okay. You know, that is my boy. So this is my boy. That's why I'm helping them to fulfill all righteousness. My boy. That is the, if not, he's elected governor. Respect his office. He was Chegas. Water cannon, unelected governor in this country. And want to save this democracy.
Okay, let's hear it from Wale. Wale has called in from Texas. Good morning, Wale.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for calling in.
Yes, sir. I have a question for your guest. He said the governor demolished the building because of integrity text.
Yes.
Okay, does integrity text also stop them from bringing documents or the apparatus in the building house?
No.
From the buildings, all the files, checks,
okay. Okay, yeah. I get the point that you're making.
Yes.
You're relating to the fact that it was a total demolition. Nothing was salvaged beforehand.
Exactly.
No, we have
to... My question
okay.
Does the integrity text also include that, all that to be demolished as well with the building?
All right.
And also, I know from what I know, when such projects need to be carried out, there's supposed to be a public notice, right? It's supposed to be a public notice. There's supposed to be a signage board in the front of the building by so time. This demolition will take place, stuff like that.
Okay.
Overnight.
Yeah.
7 o'clock in the morning. You know, I mean, we need answers to all that.
I hear you, Wale. Thank you very much for calling in. Let me bring it to you. You heard him yourself, but what he's essentially saying is that this strange demolition, that's why I said we're going to suspend judgment in looking at this. So on one level, Commissioner Joe Johnson has said that the place was defective structurally. Now he is saying that no notice, for example. So he's questioning that. No notice, cars, documents, files, everything raised to the ground. What kind of structure? So he's querying that alibi.
Yes, even that we want the SSS to investigate, because the people from the government side said that They remove valuable things, information, documents, and all that. And if people are claiming that what the government people are saying is a lie, they can go to the place and see video and tell Nigerians that these documents that are for the history or the making of law, were destroyed. They can make effort to go and publish that. But the government people are saying that every important document inside the house were removed. But if you are talking about notice, it depends on the building. You cannot give notice to the building. Nobody is occupying the building. The building only contains documents and other materials for lawmaking. Yes. So if you are destroying people's house because the place is dangerous, even in some certain situation, you will give them 24 hours. If you value lives, you are going to give them 24 hours to destroy buildings where people are living.
There was no such notice. This was
what we are saying is that this building contains materials, archives of lawmaking.
Yes.
The government of today.
That's a library.
Yes, library. They have evacuated everything that is necessary for the new building.
You think so?
They told us.
That they actually had a chance
yes,
to evacuate all valuables.
Yes.
Before they moved in with their 11 bulldozers yesterday morning.
Yes. They cannot go and destroy archives that are meant for lawmaking in the history of Rivers State. They will not.
But
they are educated sharps.
Let me ask you something, Comrade.
Yes.
Surely you will understand those who will be a bit nonplussed at one, what happened, and then two, the commentary you are putting on it. Because you even started off by saying that you are even thanking them for having taken this preemptive action.
These lawmakers want to die. They want to commit suicide. So the governor is preventing suicide attempts. Life is more important than any other thing we can talk about now. If the building has collapsed, my brother talking from USA, you think you take it? Say, why will government even allow the building to stay for these men to go inside and kill themselves? The governor, as far as he is in charge of security and lives.
Is this your personal point of view? Or can you say to me that this is not just Joe Evah speaking?
Okay.
Other people.
Yes.
Can you cite other people who also see it from this point of view? That are not angry at this wanton waste? Well, maybe I should just withdraw that wanton waste.
No, that see this
it's
not as wanton waste.
That
it's not because we are talking about lives and property. Lives more important. If the people die, like when we are telling Buhari in those days, when there was no money, some people naked in the bank, this and that, we are asking. So people die of starvation, then you will now give us presidency that will the rule ghost spirits.
Okay, so but this can be seen and is being seen by some as a symbol of a total breakdown of compromise, a breakdown of...
you mean the Rivers situation?
Yes, that symbol of the State House of Assembly being pulled down in that manner by a convoy of 11 bulldozers.
You have to go to the history. The history was that unknown gunmen bombed that building.
Even as
now,
we are
let
speaking,
me give you a good example. Lagos State.
How can the unknown? Till now, so nobody has been apprehended.
The police supposed to tell us why. And the DSS. Lagos State government, in Ikoyi there, a building, a structure was destroyed. I mean, collapsed on its own. Building, Ikoyi here, your Ikoyi here, a 25-story building or so, collapsed. The government told us that all the buildings surrounding that very building will be destroyed. Nobody should occupy them. Because what happened to that collapsed building has affected buildings around that area. So we are talking about lives and property, especially lives. If you're a governor that you love the people, now what the governor has done, whether they are against him or they are not against him, what he's doing is to save their lives. These people want to commit suicide.
So, and you started off by saying you actually commended the government and governor
for saving lives.
For saving lives.
Because God saved his head. Yes. That this building did not collapse on the lawmakers who assembled there. So ignoring the integrity
So
test.
You didn't think there was any other way apart from the wisdom the governor applied?
No, the way we look at, because that building can collapse. Okay. We have seen buildings collapsing.
Let's hear it from Pastor Adesina, calling in from Ijegun. Morning to you, Pastor.
Good morning, sir. Partisanship and insincerity is deep-rooted in us. With Papa sitting down there, Comrade, there's no sincerity in this thing. The common patrimony of Evah State is being destroyed because somebody does not want the other person to have an edge over him. But what type of, whatever they call it, that is in that building? How many buildings we see in Nigeria that even if it's to be demolished, it takes 3 months, 6 months, years, and the thing will be there. The structure we saw, I'm here in Lagos. I'm not an Ejo person. I'm not a River State person. But it is sure that it is, insincerity. Papa is not sincere. This is not politics with us here. With them, there it may be politics. But for somebody to come so early in the morning, 11th caterpillar, and destroy the common part, you don't know how the value of that building, whether there is fight between or disagreement between Wike and Fubara, this is not good. This is not good at all. Baba knows deep down in his heart that he's not being sincere. He's been doing the thing in an ethnic manner, and because that's the side he supports. This is the property of River State people. This is the property of Nigerians. And it couldn't any part of the. We saw the photograph also when the whatever they call bomb or explosive or whatever. What integrity are they talking about? The governor did it, I suppose, because he does not want the 27 the legislators to be meeting at all. That's what happened.
Okay, Pastor. Thank you very much for calling in.
But
would you like to start, sir? Would you like to start from his assertion that he didn't think you were being sincere in your submissions?
Yes.
And then take it from there.
Like I would say, it is we are using sentiments.
It's a democracy.
Not democracy, opinion. Because the governor is actually fighting majority lawmaker. So anybody who see it like that, we say it is that the intention of the governor. But this time, like I said, if the building has collapsed on the lawmakers, nobody is answering it. If the building has collapsed because of that lack of integrity, what we'll be saying today is that the governor must have bombed the lawmakers.
But you see, the acrimony involved, because
what is making people.
Everybody can. Sir,
that is the sentiment.
People assume that God has been merciful up to yesterday.
Yes.
No building collapse. No building collapse. Nobody was injured. A week more would not have made a difference to show sincerity of purpose. That, my good people, we have to move you out because of what you've been saying.
Okay.
None of that was done.
Okay.
The plan was executed.
Okay.
The plan that was not thought about, I don't imagine, in 5 minutes, was certainly executed, and taxpayers' money has now been used or wasted in that way.
No, taxpayers' money is not more important than human beings. The human beings are what make that wisdom happen. So what is there? Even from day one, immediately after the bombing of the building, I spoke to newsmen. I said the governor should fence that building and nobody should move in and look for a way to level it because the building might collapse.
Okay, but it is important to know that
the governor did not do that till now. So that's why I said I thought this thing would have been done because anything that happened to any of the lawmakers inside that building and their staff, the governor will be held responsible.
And if anybody were to join us just now and missed it, you are in full support of the action taken by Governor Fubara.
Yes, to save lives. Because the lawmakers are
demolishing,
them,
by demolishing
that
to
prevent them from committing suicide.